Yo, stop building shitty mana bases, inviting mana screw, wishing mana problems upon yourself. I don't know why people are doing this. If it's because they don't understand or it's because they want an excuse when they lose. But having bad mana is not a good excuse. It is a good way to lose, good reason to lose. And this video, welcome and much love, Trav here. Hope you're doing awesome. Walking through this jungle forest, just finished my run in Puna, or outside of Pahoa. Really nice day. Really nice day for a sweat. Really nice day to talk about in this video an example in depth of how to build better mana bases. And the first thing is, I don't mean to be mean here, you know, I have, right now there's a lot of Ixalan sealed builds and sealed decks and draft coming on. And we've got a bunch of new members in the mastermind, new coaching clients who are trying to get better. And one of the most common things I see, and one of the most important things people initially gain, is guys come in with just the worst possible mana bases. And it's easy to fix once they understand. And I want to make this video public just so all of you guys understand. And again, like, this is an actual deck post from someone in the mastermind. And I don't mean that, again, like, if you want to get better, you have to be coachable and realize, like, you're not bad, your mana base is bad. You're not shitty, but you build a shitty mana base, right? So here's an example. We've got a black-white sealed deck with 16 lands. We've got 4 5-drops, 2 6-drops, and we have, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swamps, 6 plains, and 3 islands. And the islands are splashing 2 drops. This is something I commonly see, people splashing 2 drops. So we'll talk about when to splash, but the first thing is, you got to think about this as if you had a 60 card deck. Would you ever submit a 24 land deck that has, we multiply all the lands by 1.5, that has 4, 7, that has like 10 swamps, 9 plains, 5 islands? Would you ever submit that? Like, why would you do it in limited? So the math, we're not going to do the exact math here, but the odds of drawing a blue source, or sorry, the odds of drawing a card when you have 4 copies of it in your opening hand is less than 50%. It's between 40 and 50%. And here we have equivalent to 4.5. So less than half the time will you be able to cast your 2-drop on turn 2. I want 95%. I want 90%. How is 40% anywhere near acceptable, right? It's just key to winning Magic is being consistent, right? Having consistent, you want to win a tournament, you have to win more than 90% of your matches. So you can't have mana problems in even 20% of your games. 30%. Majority of games with mana problems is totally unacceptable, right? Now, again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't splash necessarily. We'll get to that in a second. But the islands also are pulling out from swamps and plains. There's only 6 plains, is like having 9. Someone have to run the math, but I think it's like 70-something% to start on white, and then 70-something% to start on black. And you multiply those together, you get around 50% to start with both. Like, again, half the time you don't even have both your main colors to start the game. I want 90% for you, right? And you can't get to 90% in limited, generally, because you don't have enough dual lands. You would have to play way too many lands to do it. But it's just not worth it. Most of the time, you want to just play 2 colors, maximize your mana sources, reduce your chance of color screw as much as possible, right? You also want to play more lands. 16 is not really enough when you have some mana sinks and you have this many 5 and 6 drops in this format with so many mana sinks. 16 is a bit low. That's inviting mana screws as well. You can run the numbers, but it's not great odds to make your 5th land drop and then these cards get stuck in your hand, right? For this format, I like 17 most of the time, and I would be more likely to play 18 than 16 because there's so many cards like the fire cannon and the 1-drops that sink in 8 mana and stuff like that. So for a build like this, it would be much better to play something like 9 swamp, or 9, maybe 9 plains, 8 swamps, or vice versa. Cut the blue cards, and there's some playable black cards. some good ones, Ruthless Knave, Ixalan's Binding, Bright Reprisal. We have some options. I'm not going to look at the other colors. I think black-white is probably correct because we have multiple, we have got a couple nice rares and a lot of nice vampire stuff. So let's talk about when you can splash. The first thing is when you have tons of fixing. This deck does not, and most of the time you will not have tons of fixing, but sometimes you will. There'll be seal decks where you've got a bunch of, Verdant Haven type stuff. That said, this format doesn't really support that too often, but sometimes. And if you are going to splash, you have to think like, again, majority of the time, you're not even gonna have the mana, so the card's gonna be stuck in your hand. So you have to be in a situation where when you finally top deck the mana to cast it, you win the game on the spot. You're able to, bam, I drew my mountain, this is a classic, I drew my mountain, fireball you for 7, game, right? You don't want to be in a situation like, yes, turn 8, drew my mountain, drew my swamp, I'm gonna play a 2-mana 2/1. It's like, you want to unlock the game-winning bomb if you're going to splash at all. And it's not that common that you have that in single color. Sometimes you have removal, like your deck really needs removal. Bam, you top deck your swamp, you can Doomblade their dragon, and then you're back in the game. That can be acceptable as well. But I still prefer to not do that as much as possible. But again, it depends on the format. Sometimes there's a lot of dual lands that come. Sometimes you get the dual lands and the fixing to make it happen. This is not, although, there's unclaimed territory. I see unclaimed territory in the sideboard, so that's a possibility. So, to sum it up, again, this is a topic that I talk about so often, but don't invite mana screw, don't invite mana flood, don't invite color screw. Build a good mana base as much as possible, and if you really are determined to splash, make sure you have good mana, and make sure the card you're splashing is a game-winning bomb that you can cast that will win you the game on the spot, or will answer their game-winning bomb, can also be acceptable. Shout out to these dogs that I'm passing through. Other updates that I've been talking about, if you made it to the end, if y'all want feedback on your builds, we do a lot of this in the mastermind. Also give feedback on draft walkthroughs and match play, match recaps, and stuff like that. People get better, and but you don't need to be in there. You can get benefit just from watching this. Also, tournaments coming up. I hope to see you in Phoenix, Portland, Santa Clara. I'm not sure on London. I will be in Bilbao. I will be in Lyon. We're doing a live meetup for a week of intensive live feedback. If you can be there, then message me. And you can also sign up for a year of online coaching if you want that. I'll be back this week with some more videos like this, and some more videos going over the deck mastery lessons from that. And then I'm taking a ridiculous amount of commitments right now, and I'm having a hard time making the daily content up until the 24th when I get back onto the tournament grind. So there's a good chance I missed some days. Don't worry, I'm not dead. You can see what I'm up to on Instagram, post on my story a lot, and I will get back to, I'll record a bunch of, or at least some drafts and sealed builds when I'm in Vegas, starting on 24th, 25th, 26th. So a lot going on. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, and speak with you soon.